Dwayne Stepp Jr., the K&N Pro Series East driver. His first race will be at Greenville Pickens Speedway, and it'll be on March 31st. But he has a story to tell. You can contact him, and you can do it easily on Twitter. So make sure you tell him you are hearing him on Dialed In at DT Stepp, S-T-E-P-P Jr. Stepp, DT Stepp, S-T-E-P-P Jr. So it's at DT Stepp Jr. And there's a group called At the NASCAR Fans, and I'm going to let him tell you about it. How I found out about Dwayne Stepp Jr., who is a K&N Pro Series East driver, he's not in the race this weekend, is that I started getting tweets. And I didn't get just a tweet every now and then. It was happening at night, in the morning, in the middle of the day. Please have Dwayne Stepp Jr. on. Please have Dwayne Stepp Jr. on. And, well, I'll let him tell the story. I welcome Dwayne Stepp Jr. Dwayne, how did this all start out? I started hearing about you, and I've never met you in person, when I started getting tweets from At the NASCAR Fans. I want you to explain this social media trend, and we may be seeing more of it in NASCAR. It's a very interesting story. And so you tell the story, and welcome to Dialed In. Finally, right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it. Yeah, basically, it's social media and how it's impacting NASCAR in a new way. I know everybody's probably familiar with seeing a lot of the fan cars that we've had before that a lot of drivers have seen promoting, this one's for the fans, we're driving for the fans this week, or certain groups. But there's really emerged a new aspect of social media affecting NASCAR in tweeting to companies and having companies out there promote drivers. The fans are out there, they're going, hey, we want this driver to have a sponsor. So their product, they're told, hey, go out there and promote this team, promote this driver, and get on board with them. So, for instance, I know I was watching qualifying today, and you saw so many cars out there that were, without sponsors and stuff. Well, this group, the NASCAR Fans, on Twitter you can follow them. It's at the NASCAR Fans. They're a fairly new group, started in the past couple months. They've grown to over 2,000 followers, but what they're doing is they're out there to help support drivers like myself in finding funding. They're out there to find the diehard fans, and they're out there also to connect fans together. So if you're a huge diehard fan of NASCAR, go out there and follow their group. So what they're doing is they're going by, they're seeing which drivers have funding, what drivers are contacting them, and they're contacting these companies and saying, go sponsor this driver. And you may think, well, 5 or 6 people, what is the impact does that have? But I think as you've seen, the more and more people flood these sites and tell these companies, hey, get into NASCAR, let's emerge, let's bring a new company into the sport, people start to listen. It's seen by all these companies, and they're starting to listen. For example, I don't know, we get to announce tonight that we've actually been contacted by a company called The New Primal, which is a company out of Charleston, South Carolina. They're actually going to be sponsoring our race team full-time this season for season-long sponsorship, and they were actually contacted on the NASCAR Fans through Twitter, and they've come on board with us, and we're going to be working with them this year. So I have to say thanks to the NASCAR Fans for everything they've done and at making this actually work. So that's great news for us and great news for NASCAR fans that what they're doing is working.
How did you find out? How you were able to find out about this show, and because that's how you got on this show, in fact. It's from At the NASCAR Fans.
I agree. Well, I've started to pick up on Twitter a lot over the past couple months, and since it's me being my rookie year, I'm driving for AB-1 Motorsports out of Catawba, North Carolina. It's actually where I am right now. We're down in Mooresville after getting some dinner tonight. So we're working on this season. We're going to have a K&N East team that I'm going to be driving in. Also, we're going to be competing in the Camping World Truck Series. So make sure to look us up. But I've started to just pay attention to Twitter a lot, noticed there were a lot of fans out there. It was a great way to get our name out there. And then I've always followed your show, and I've heard about you and contacting drivers and everything, and it seemed to just fit hand in hand. The NASCAR Fans getting out there, getting on radio, on social media, it all kind of comes together, and I feel like with this sort of group, it's something that can make a huge impact in NASCAR. Let's think if we had 20,000 people tweeting to these companies saying, hey, sponsor this driver, let's get into NASCAR. Maybe they'll listen, or even bigger numbers. Right now they're only at about 2,000 fans, but as I am guessing, that number is going to grow a lot soon, and who knows, we may be able to bring a lot of new companies into the sport to support drivers like myself and maybe some tough teams that are lacking funding in the near future.
How many fans do you think that At the NASCAR Fans can grow to? How many fans do you think that At the NASCAR Fans can grow to?
I think he can get as big as some of those drivers who are hundreds of thousands of followers, and I feel like it's word of mouth that kind of spreads everything like this, getting on your show and being able to talk to the fans and say, hey, come out, come follow me, come follow the NASCAR fans and see what we're about, because I'm a huge advocate of this group. They have, without their help, we wouldn't have added this sponsor, the new Primal. I'm just finished talking to them today, securing stuff. We're going to have a bunch of great products coming out based on NASCAR fans and what appeal to them. They're a company that is based on alternative foods, snacks that are healthier, that have natural products in them, something maybe to an alternative to the greasy food that is a lot of NASCAR races. Great food, but there isn't a huge market of healthy food out there. So this company, the new Primal, and I are going to be working together to launch new products this year that appeal to drivers and appeal to fans at the racetrack. So I have to say thank you to the NASCAR fans and everything that they have been doing as a group on Twitter to try to help me get sponsorship. And like I said, they are successful. So I see that in the future, many other drivers hopefully can gain sponsorship through this, and we can maybe get some of these underfunded teams in Sprint Cup, nationwide, all across the board, some extra support.
So at the NASCAR fans contacted the sponsor that you were then working with, and they told you about the sponsor? How did that work? It's wild.
So NASCAR fans, I guess they get suggestions from members of their group to, what groups out there, what companies out there are not represented in NASCAR? What types of products? Where is there an area where NASCAR is lacking funding and lacking company representation? So in this case, somebody contacted the new Primal and said, hey, would you guys be interested in getting on board with the team? Are you interested in NASCAR? Talking back and forth through the NASCAR fans, I was given their information, and then I started contacting the CEO of the company and started to kind of work through a deal with them. And, yeah, we were proud to announce that we're going to be working with them this entire year, jumping on board with our Canon East program and our Camping World Truck Series program. So I couldn't be happier and couldn't be more proud of the kind of effort that everybody's been put together for this. And it really shows that the fans can make a difference. I know, as you know, and a lot of NASCAR fans out there realize NASCAR supports the sponsors. And as we know, everybody's going to go out there and support a company that is new into NASCAR and that supports a driver. So other companies, other people out there that are listening, if you're interested in getting into the sport, NASCAR is going to support you, and the drivers and fans and everybody are really going to rally around a new company. And I can't wait to see the impact that even the new Primal sponsoring myself, our team, is going to have on the company. I know it's going to be a positive one.
And this fits right with you because you believe in this and you're sort of opening the door for it. You want a truck team, too. You're starting a truck team. You just don't have a sponsor for it. Is that right?
We're working on that right now. We're both for sure going to be running 2 Iowa races. I have a co-driver. Our team owner, Doug Seavey, is out of Iowa. His son, Chris Seavey, is going to be running our truck in both Iowa races. That's kind of what we're locked in right now. I would love to run the truck, too. I'm trying to get sponsorship for that. We're working on also more full-season sponsorship for our K&N program. But, yeah, right now we've got a truck sitting in our garage. We're getting ready to head to Iowa here, and we just would love to, support a company that would like to enter into NASCAR. Me being a former athlete, college athlete, I really like the fact that we're working with the new Primal, and they've got kind of a healthier side to enter into NASCAR. I think it's definitely something different. A new company, maybe something the sport hasn't seen yet. There's always the opportunity to bring a new team and a new company into NASCAR.
Well, really, really cool to have you on. I'm getting, as you can guess, I'm getting a lot of tweets. And here's one, at Clair B. WTG, Claire, that was awesome of you to interview Dwayne. The fans rule at the NASCAR fans. Thank you for giving us a voice other than your show, of course. And the fact that at the NASCAR fans are starting to tweet right now. If you're listening and you're a member of that group or want to be a member of that group, check out at the NASCAR fans. And you, with your track background, and he's a collegiate track superstar, now heads into marketing of NASCAR, and you got a marketing background too. Well, I can't wait till you get to Greenville Pickens. Great story with the at the NASCAR fans and your new sponsor. You can check at D Stepp Jr. at DSTEPP Jr. at D Stepp Jr. Do you want to add something? Just amazing, and a lot of people are listening to you right now. They got you on the air. They were relentless in sending me tweets.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to appreciate everything that the fans have done, and that, once again, my Twitter account is DTSTEPPJR, DT Stepp Jr., And if you guys will please go on there, let's boost my numbers, let's boost the NASCAR fans, and also go on there and follow the new Primal, brand new company that's emerging into NASCAR. But I just want to say thank you to everybody and look out for us this year, because I think we're all going to make a name for ourselves, and a proud one too.
I've always said, long time said, the NASCAR fans have power, more power than they realize. If they would harness that power, it would be unbelievable. And I think that's what's exactly starting to happen. Dwayne, I'm going to keep in touch with you, okay? Thank you for coming on tonight. And I know at the NASCAR fans really say thank you, too, because you have helped boost their numbers as well as they try to connect and get companies to follow young drivers such as yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.